The BTS concert in Munich once again brought a moment that left thousands of armies unable to take their eyes off the stage. In the midst of a high-energy performance, Jungkook and Jimin suddenly became the center of attention after showing an interaction that, for a split second, looked incredibly serious. Within just seconds, social media was flooded with various speculations from fans who watched the footage. The moment began when the two stood in very close proximity during a song transition. The stadium cameras then took turns zooming in on Jungkook and Jimin's faces, making every shift in their expressions clearly visible on the giant screens. Thousands of fans in the arena watched closely, not wanting to miss a single second. What made the atmosphere even more tense was their extremely serious facial expressions. Jungkook was seen staring at Jimin with intense focus, while Jimin returned the gaze without much of a smile. In that brief recorded moment, the two seemed to be discussing something important right in the middle of the performance. Their close proximity then triggered various speculations among armies. Some fans, who only saw short video clips, initially thought there was a misunderstanding or a minor glitch on stage. This assumption spread rapidly as the video snippets circulated widely across various social media platforms. Many fans then tried to re-examine every single movement of the two. Some believed Jungkook was giving a specific signal to Jimin, while others suspected they were ensuring the next choreography went according to plan. Since no audio could be clearly heard in the video, various interpretations emerged. The atmosphere in the stadium itself briefly felt a bit tense as the camera continued to track their interaction. Fans in the front rows were seen pointing their phones at Jungkook and Jimin, hoping to capture what was deemed an unusual moment. However, the drama only lasted for a few seconds. Right after the serious stare-down ended, Jungkook suddenly burst into a wide smile. Jimin immediately responded with a small laugh, instantly changing the atmosphere. This spontaneous reaction was greeted with loud cheers from the entire stadium. Many armies who had previously felt worried finally laughed along after realizing there was no issue at all between the two. The tension that had briefly filled the air transformed into a funny and entertaining moment. After laughing together, Jungkook and Jimin immediately resumed the choreography with great synchronization. Their movements remained perfectly in sync, their vocals sounded stable, and the energy of the performance did not decrease in the slightest. The professionalism of both members once again received praise for being able to maintain the quality of the show despite being under the camera's spotlight the entire time. Not long after the concert took place, the video clip went viral. Many fan accounts shared two versions of the footage. The moment when their expressions looked serious, and the seconds right after when they laughed together. This comparison made many realize how easily a brief moment can cause a misunderstanding when viewed out of context. Some armies even regarded the incident as strong proof of Jungkook and Jimin's stage chemistry. They were praised for their ability to play with expressions so naturally that they drew the audience into the moment. Others mentioned that interactions like this are precisely what makes BTS concerts so appealing, as they always bring unexpected surprises. The moment also demonstrated how every tiny movement from BTS members always garners massive attention. A glance, a smile, or even standing close for just a few seconds can trigger thousands of reactions from fans all over the world. This showcases just how immense ARMY's enthusiasm is for every detail of their idol's performance. Despite briefly causing a misunderstanding, the end of the interaction turned out to be one of the most heartwarming moments of the Munich concert. Jungkook and Jimin's laughter successfully erased all speculations that had arisen and restored the atmosphere to one full of joy. To this day, the short clip continues to be discussed by fans as one of the most entertaining yet misleading moments during BTS's performance in Munich. A few seconds before the moment that caused a stir among armies occurred, the atmosphere inside the stadium was already filled with the cheers of fans following the rhythm of the song. As the music entered a transition phase, the stage lighting began to shift, and the audience's attention was automatically drawn to the center of the stage, where Jungkook and Jimin were moving toward their next positions in the choreography. At that point, the song being performed entered a calmer segment compared to the previous part. The slightly slowed-down tempo of the music made every movement of the members more visible, including the facial expressions and brief interaction between Jungkook and Jimin. Since there weren't many dominant stage effects, the audience's focus was entirely on the two of them. Jungkook and Jimin then found themselves in very close proximity at the front of the stage. Following the flow of the choreography, they faced each other just a few steps apart. This was the exact moment that led many audience members to notice the details of their expressions, as the stage spotlights also directed attention toward the two members. At almost the same time, the The stadium cameras began alternating close-up shots of Jungkook and Jimin. Their faces appeared clearly on the giant screens, allowing tens of thousands of spectators to see every change in expression firsthand. The serious look, which lasted only for a moment, appeared far more dramatic when magnified on the screen, causing some armies to wonder if something was happening on stage. A few seconds later, after that part of the choreography concluded, the vibe instantly shifted. Both Jungkook and Jimin flashed a smile before finally sharing a small laugh and continuing the performance as usual. The brief moment was ultimately understood as a spontaneous interaction that actually added to the excitement of the concert, while relieved cheers from armies once again filled the stadium. The reaction of the armies inside the stadium changed very quickly following what transpired on stage. When Jungkook and Jimin stared at each other with serious expressions in such close proximity, some of the audience fell silent. The cheers that had previously echoed slowly quieted down as many people tried to understand what was happening between the two members. In the front rows, several fans immediately lifted their phones to record the moment from various angles. Meanwhile, spectators in the upper tiers relied more on the stadium's giant screens, which kept tracking Jungkook and Jimin's faces. Because the close-up images were so clear, their expressions looked even more dramatic, sparking curiosity throughout the arena. For a few seconds, the attention of tens of thousands of pairs of eyes was completely fixed on the two BTS members. A number of armies were seen exchanging glances with the friends next to them, while others kept recording, not wanting to miss what would happen next. The atmosphere, which was originally filled with singing, turned into one of anticipation, as if everyone was waiting to see what would follow. The tension finally dissipated when Jungkook smiled first, which was then met with a small chuckle from Jimin. In an instant, the entire stadium erupted again with cheers, applause, and laughter from the fans. Many armies looked visibly relieved after realizing there was no problem whatsoever, but rather just a spontaneous interaction that showcased the close bond between the two on stage. The moment became one of the most talked about parts of the concert that night. Quite a few fans admitted to misinterpreting the initial seconds, but they ultimately laughed along after seeing how Jungkook and Jimin resumed the choreography with full energy and synchronization, as if no tension had occurred just moments before. If observed more closely, one of the reasons why the moment was so easily misunderstood was the angle of the stadium camera work. The close-ups displaying Jungkook and Jimin's faces alternately made their expressions look far more serious than they would have appeared if watched directly from a distance. Without showing the entirety of the movement on stage, the camera focus succeeded in creating a dramatic impression that prompted various assumptions. The short video clip that subsequently circulated on social media further reinforced this misunderstanding. Many snippets only showed the few seconds when Jungkook and Jimin stared at each other, without including the parts before or after. Consequently, some fans who saw the video for the first time assumed that tension or a disagreement had occurred between the two. A variety of speculations began to surface. Some assumed they were discussing the choreography, while others thought a technical glitch had occurred, requiring them to signal each other on stage. However, all of these assumptions were based solely on fragmented video clips that did not present the full situation. Not long after, footage with a complete duration began to be uploaded by fans from various audience angles. In the full version, it was clear that a few seconds after the serious look, Jungkook smiled first, and Jimin immediately responded with laughter. The interaction unfolded very naturally and became part of a fun, spontaneous moment during the concert. After the complete video circulated, many armies who had previously worried admitted they found it funny how a short clip could generate so much speculation. The moment served as a reminder that context plays an important role in understanding an event, especially when concert video snippets quickly spread on social media. In the end, what was briefly considered a sign of trouble turned into one of the funniest and most heartwarming interactions between Jungkook and Jimin at the Munich concert.